Hello everyone and welcome back to RZW Unleashed. I'm Cedric John here as always with my partner Tommy Tritone Tannenbaum.
I'm Tommy Tritone Tannenbaum, that's right, and this is my partner, Cedric John.
That's right, absolutely. Welcome back to RZW Unleashed, where we have had quite the day here in the arena tonight. Let me tell you, we've got some very exciting things coming up tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Really a lot of very exciting fights, and I gotta say, some interesting chatter from the four.
Oh, is that so? I'm sure we'll hear about that when they inevitably barge into our program.
That is a problem. We definitely don't like it when they do that.
But tonight, as for sanctioned matches, tonight we have a number one contendership match for Fall Feelings title between two superstars who have really been shaking up the division since joining. Two superstars who have really impressed everyone with their prowess.
Absolutely.
Tonight we have U.S. Grant versus Skaxis for a number one contendership for a shot at Fall Feelings' title next week here at RZW Unleashed. That's going to be a very exciting match. I can't wait to see the results of that.
Oh, absolutely. Really exciting stuff. I mean, you know what a big fan of Grant I am. The toughest man alive, I always say. So I think he's got this because he just won't go down. But Skaxis definitely proven themselves in the ring as well.
Ever since joining this division, Skaxis has proven to be nothing if not resilient. Skaxis, as everyone knows, debuting 2 weeks ago on our first episode here with his partner Wazda, being attacked by Matt and Isaac of the Firing Squad.
Absolutely.
Lucas of the Firing Squad interfering in that match, and still Skaxis and Wazda going through, ending up winning that match after a grueling 40-minute fight. And then the next week, TJ of the Firing Squad throwing down the gauntlet to Skaxis. Skaxis winning that match as well. Skaxis has been on an absolute tear since joining this division. But tonight he goes face-to-face with U.S. Grant, who was challenged by the champion herself last week and rose up to that challenge.
Absolutely. Really shaping up to be an exciting fight.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Firing Squad, tonight continuing their trend of just not leaving people alone, Wazda will be teaming up with 3J, coming back for the first time since their failed attempt at winning the RZW Championship. Wazda and 3J will be facing Matt and Lucas of the Firing Squad.
Well, absolutely. Once again, a really exciting fight that we're looking at, folks.
Absolutely, and I mean, we're gonna find out eventually. So you've had your ear to the ground. Has anything been brewing in the 404 division?
All right, so I won't say everything. You know, gotta leave a little bit of a surprise for the viewers. But I will say that I do know Isaac threw down the gauntlet to Matt.
Isaac threw down
challenged
the gauntlet
him for Galactic's crime partnership, and was promptly ignored.
Oh, so
it appears Matt has so little respect for Isaac that he simply out-ignored his challenge outright.
Well, those 4044.
So we, whether or not we see a fight tonight, we certainly won't be seeing one between Matt and Isaac.
Unless Isaac somehow gets in the arena.
It is possible,
Who knows?
I suppose.
Anything's possible here at RZW Unleashed. And speaking of anything being possible, we go now to that tag match between Wazda and 3J versus Lucas and Matt of the Firing Squad, which will be our very first ever Tornado tag match here in RZW.
Really exciting stuff.
All four men in the ring at once.
Looking forward to this.
And we go there right now. There they are, Wazda and 3J. These two never worked together as a team before. We will see what kind of teamwork these two can put out.
Wazda fully making use of being allowed to use his name, and Jeffrey Johnson, the court's person themselves.
Absolutely. Oh, just taking it in. 3J there. But here they are, Lucas and Matt of the Firing Squad. These two have not yet been seen in the ring together, besides the brief interference by Lucas in that first Firing Squad match versus Skaxis and Wazda. These two, a powerful combination.
Really exciting combination we've got there, folks.
Matt with those power moves he loves throwing out, and Lucas with some big flips and that speed and agility. All four competitors in the ring. Absolute chaos. Lucas and 3J. Ooh, Wazda working on Matt. Got him in a Boston Crab there for a second. Matt gets out of it.
Oh, we've got the two of them teaming up on Wazda, it looks like.
Oh!
Ooh.
Wazda and 3J with an assisted power bomb to Matt. Lucas on the ropes.
Appeared to be a brief slap fight between Matt and Wazda.
Wazda breaking out of that attempted tag offense by Lucas and Matt there. Matt going for an early pinfall on 3J. Didn't even get a 1 count there. Got some back and forth between Lucas and Wazda. Same between Matt and 3J. Ooh, Lucas with a stomp to Wazda.
Oh, Matt with the over-the-shoulder flip on 3J.
Absolutely, that snapmare. Wazda with an elbow to the back of Lucas.
Absolutely.
Wazda and 3J with that assisted powerbomb again. Really going for that tag offense here. Using the numbers game to their advantage. But Matt kicking out of it as they try to go for it again. Matt with that snapmare.
Matt dragging Wazda to the center of the ring.
Yes, he is. Oh, Luke's going for a pin on 3J. Gets a 1 count, but a kick out. 3J and Lucas squaring up, trading blows.
Wazda kneeing Matt in the face.
Whew. Lucas seemed to get 3J on the ground there before briefly dropping down himself. 3J rolls out of that chinlock. Matt with an elbow to the back of Wazda and a DDT to 3J. And a vertical suplex to Wazda. Matt really showing off those power moves that he's known for. And another vertical suplex to 3J. Ooh, Lucas with a sleeper hold on Wazda.
Wazda and 3J really taking a beating this match.
Absolutely, these two are known. Wazda known for his resilience in his past matches. But could it be that Skaxis was the true difference maker this whole time? Ooh, 3J just throwing Matt out of the ring. Lucas with that double axe handle to Wazda. Two men of the firing squad looking just similar enough to be hard to tell apart here.
Oh, and all four collapsed to the mat.
All
at
four
least
competitors
briefly.
down on the mat just for a second there. Lucas with a DD. Sorry, Matt with a DDT to 3J.
The only real way to tell them apart in this moment is their glasses.
Absolutely. Oh, it looked like Matt may have hit 3J with a low blow there. Does that hurt for quartz people?
Huh?
I'm not familiar with their anatomy. I'm not sure if I don't think the ref is sure whether or not that should have been illegal.
Yeah, really. I mean, very unclear, to be frank. The anatomy of a quartz person is not something with which I believe the league is intimately familiar.
No, I don't believe we train our refs for that.
You know, we really should if we're going to have a quartz person in the league.
This is true. We really need to get that advanced training for our referees here in RZW. 3J with a flying elbow to Matt. Ooh. Matt with, I believe that's called the deadly go-round. Oh.
Matt and Lucas double teaming
That
3J.
assisted powerbomb on 3J. Ooh.
Ooh.
Matt going for that low blow again. Referee's still not sure how to call that.
Jeffrey Johnson fighting back though.
Yes, he is. Oh.
Ooh. Elbow to the face.
Looked like Lucas flipped over Wazda there and then got an elbow in the face from 3J.
Dropped another elbow. Ooh. Matt putting 3J in the corner.
Roll up. Lucas breaks it up. Gets that camel clutch on Wazda. 3J kicks him out of it.
Ooh. Matt takes an elbow from Wazda.
Oh, and here we see that assisted powerbomb again. These two teams really utilizing their tag team offense as this match nears its 10th minute. Oh, Matt with the roll up on 3J. 1, 2. Oh, kick out at 2 from 3J. And that assisted powerbomb. Ooh, 3J didn't quite get all of that elbow there. Matt getting up out of it.
Matt,
Matt, technically still a
Wazda.
punch. That was, I believe, technically still a punch.
Low blow followed up with technically still a punch.
Pulled out those. Pulled out that nothing that he keeps in his suit pants for his technically still a punch. That power bomb, really? Whew, taking out both members of the firing squad with that assisted power bomb. Matt throws 3J into the corner, grabs hold of Wazda, overhand fist, and now the firing squad. They say what's good for you is good for us. Lucas and 3J exchanging blows.
Oh, both of the firing squad on the mat along with 3J. Wazda's the only one standing.
Ooh, belly to belly slam there onto Matt. Matt, series of punches to 3J. Wazda going for the down to Lucas.
Matt switching over to Wazda and doing the same thing.
Belly to belly throw, Lucas to 3J. Victory for the firing squad here could really start to get them back on their feet. They've suffered quite a few losses recently. Of course, last week firing
Matt dropping both of the two to buy Lucas time to get up.
Absolutely. Of course, last week Isaac of the firing squad did defeat Isaac of the 4044 in what I believe can be best described as a punishment match from the higher ups.
Yes, this was true. It was a very exciting match.
Absolutely. Brutal match from both competitors, but in the end, Isaac did prevail. Ooh, swinging neck breaker there from Lucas.
Oh, Waz has got Matt up on the pole.
Oh, and there's the revelation, it looks like. Yes, the revelation from 3J. But Matt grabs 3J before he can get the pin. Wallace picking up 3J, and they're going for that assisted power bomb. Lucas has to be shaken after that revelation from Jeffrey Johnson. Wazda running straight into Lucas.
Matt hauling Wazda to his feet before taking out 3J.
Absolutely devastating clothesline from Matt to 3J, and again to Wazda. Lucas just stomping on Wazda. Side slam Matt to 3J. Lucas picks him up. DDT 3J to Lucas. And a suplex. Oh! Into another one. Rolls through. 3 suplexes in a row. Wazda to Matt. Goes for the pin, but Lucas breaks it up. Massive clothesline, Lucas to Wazda. 3J catching their breath. Lucas with that backdrop suplex onto 3J. 3J kicking out of that tag offense. Three J just throwing Matt out of the ring. Lucas with the belly-to-belly slam on Wazda. Goes up to the top rope. Jumps down, decides against it. Ooh, Matt. Taking Wazda up to the top rope. Superplex! Top rope superplex to Wazda. Running straight into 3J. Oh, looked like Lucas tried to pick up Wazda, but Wazda stayed grounded and suplexed Lucas 3J up to the top rope for a diving crossbody. And Wazda with a flying elbow to Matt on the other side of the ring. Lucas with that.
Split up into 2 almost entirely
Lucas
separate
with
duels.
that swing slam. 1, 2, 2.9 on Jeffrey Johnson. Matt catching his breath. Knee to 3J. 3J puts both members of the firing squad on the ground. Matt locking up with Wazda. Takes him down with 1 punch. Lucas powered out of whatever 3J was going for there. It's a moment to catch his breath. Up against the ropes. 3J with that elbow. Ooh! Neck breaker from 3J to Matt. So this match nears its 20th minute. Ooh! Jeffrey Johnson, revelation on Matt. And he's down. Both members of the firing squad down. Goes for the pin on Lucas.
on
1,
Lucas.
2. Could this be it? 3! Jeffrey Johnson, hitting that revelation on both members of the firing squad. Hitting it on Matt. And then just to show off, goes for the pin on Lucas. Jeffrey Johnson, sending out the message to this division. After that revelation failed to put down Fall Feelings in their title match, 3J is putting this division on notice.
Absolutely. And the firing squad. So far, a relatively unsuccessful
Absolutely. They
match rate.
certainly trying to bully some of these newcomers, but it seems like things just haven't been quite going their way.
A once fierce and tightly knit team seems to be losing ground.
Is there a spot in the upper echelon of Rob Zone Wrestling for the firing squad anymore? These questions may start getting asked by the higher ups. But
What?
I hear
Oh.
they've given us some forewarning this time so that we can actually set up this match. So, what have you heard about this crime partnership match with the 4044?
Alrighty. Well, let's see. You know what? Actually, let me call Matt just to double check and make sure.
Yeah.
All right, hey Matt. Okay. So just to verify, you did end up. Okay. Yes. So you're actually looking at doing that. Okay. All right. Well, once again, this is not officially sanctioned. They are not happy that you are going to do this, and they are going to try to stop you. Okay. All right. Well, so it would appear that after flat out ignoring that thrown gauntlet by Isaac, TJ then challenged Matt to a match for the title of Galactic's Crime Partner. And, well, Matt simply respects TJ too much to ignore that kind of a thing.
As we all do.
It would be, yes, it's quite clear. It would be, any member of the four would consider it far too rude to simply ignore TJ. So,
Well, of course.
he's accepted the challenge, and they're looking to charge right into the ring tonight.
Very interesting. And I believe we're going now to that match, which, despite the fact that we have gotten some warning and we are going into this match, I must remind our viewing audience, is not officially sanctioned. This belt is not an official belt. They brought it from home.
This is correct. It was made using the lid of a mason jar and 2 bottle caps. If they enter the ring, it means Matt physically hurled at least one of the guards attempting to prevent him from entering the ring.
TJ approaching the ring.
So here we have our challenger.
TJ of the 4044, one of the most respected men in this division.
As far as I know, never held the title of Galactic's Crime Partner,
It's true.
but simply too respected by any member of the four to ignore.
TJ has never held the title. TJ has not done much in this division since we have moved to our new home. Oh, and there's Matt with the Crime Partner
Showing off
belt.
the belt. I mean, that's exactly what I would expect from him. I am entirely unsurprised that he would wear that belt to the ring.
Absolutely. Now it seems like Matt may have some extra violence in his eyes here. What kind of match have they gotten into here?
Ooh, TJ out of the gate with a strong opening.
Nope.
Matt returns the favor.
Oh, I'm getting word from down at ringside. Apparently they have decided this is a no disqualification match.
Oh, I think I may remember Matt mentioning something about that. He said he would probably take the challenge, but on the condition, no disqualifications.
Here we have our first no disqualification match here in RZ. I mean, I don't know if I can call it our first. It's not an official match, but
Yeah,
no disqualification. Are any of these matches? Can you be disqualified in a non-sanctioned match?
Well, they apparently have a referee, so
This is
presumably.
true. That referee, but tonight this referee is only here to count the pin or record the submission.
Yeah. Matt does not like being restricted. He likes being
absolutely.
able to do whatever he wants to his opponent.
Absolutely. Matt on the early offensive, but TJ, with that running clothesline and elbow drop to Matt. Who knows? Throwing Matt right out of the ring, jumping out of the ring himself. Oh, Both men return right to the ring. Who knows what kind of trouble these two are going to be able to get up to in a no disqualification match here at RZW Unleashed.
Matt dragging Lucas towards the center and stomping on him.
TJ.
Matt already fought Lucas last week over the theft of his belt.
Well, you know, I heard that he had it coming.
That may be.
TJ throws him out of the ropes. Ooh, big boot to Matt. Plants that shoe right in the face of Matt. Ooh, but Matt with that DDT to TJ. Not 3J this time, just TJ.
Just TJ. Is it really ever just TJ, though?
Oh, TJ is far more than just.
TJ could never be appropriately described as just.
Absolutely not. Ooh, Matt into those ropes with an elbow running back into those ropes, building up some momentum. Hits the knee on TJ. TJ elbow to Matt. Ooh, massive clothesline. Matt is determined to hold on to this belt. As the... I don't know how long they've been fighting over this. Was Matt... I don't know what the history of this belt is. Since coming to RZW Unleashed, the first crime partner champion, the first crime partner of Galactic, Matt is determined to hold on to this belt after briefly losing it. No, not officially. Or not...
Lost by theft, not by loss.
Yes. Ooh, that drop toe hold from TJ. Now with that elbow, planting TJ down. Into the camel clutch, TJ trying to get to the ropes. Picks him up, side slam. That chin lock. TJ up the top rope. Flying elbow. Now, of course, these two, not quite as much history as some of the members of the 4044, but still trusted allies of each other.
Yes. Well, as close to trusted allies as one can be when they're with regular infighting over a meaningless title.
As close of allies as you can get in the 4044.
Ooh, Matt with a cheap shot.
Oh, and another one.
Really taking advantage of that no DQ rule.
Oh. The bell was rung, but it does not matter. But TJ seemed to fight through the pain with that boot to Matt. Oh, went for a drop kick. Didn't quite make it. Ooh. Picking him up and then slamming Matt back down. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 by Matt. Determined to keep that belt. Now, of course, Matt has so far won every crime partnership match with a, not just a pin, but a knockout from his move, I'll think of something. Oh, TJ with a pin. 1, 2. Now, of course, in this no disqualification match, getting to the ropes will not break up a pin or submission.
Ooh, another low blow from Matt.
Matt really... Ooh, but TJ with an armbar.
TJ seemingly quite angry over those repeated low blows.
An overhead punch.
Yes.
Ooh,
now,
Matt with a choke slam to TJ.
Do you happen to recall who he knocked out in that first all 4 of them match?
I believe it was either TJ or Lucas in that match. I believe it may have been
TJ.
I believe it was TJ. TJ knows how it feels to have his bell rung by that vicious I'll think of something. Oh, and there is that I'll think of something. But TJ getting back up to his feet, saying, I am not going out this time.
Yeah.
Matt thrown to the outside, TJ catching his breath in the ring. TJ with that kick to the midsection. But Matt with that, ooh, vicious pile driver. Both men on the ground, TJ up first, but staggered.
Ooh.
Big back body drop from TJ. Vicious lariat. Elbow to the face. These two, a headbutt. These two absolutely working each other over. That running elbow drop.
TJ clearly maintaining momentum, though.
Absolutely. He is determined to gain his first crime partnership, but another, I'll think of something. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Could this be it?
2.9.
TJ,
Matt has taken the momentum back at least a little.
TJ powering out of that I'll think of something not once but twice here tonight at RZW Unleashed. Oh, going for that. I believe he calls that the A-Bada Bada Battery. Trying to snap Matt's arm there. Matt blocking that punch. Oh, poor sportsmanship from Matt. Oh, but it looks like Lucas is here. But who's
attempting to... Oh, Luke.
But whose side is Lucas on?
Take back the stolen belt.
Oh, Lucas attacking Matt. Seems like there is still no love lost between these two. Is Lucas also wearing... Lucas
appearing to have once again stolen the belt. I wondered about that. I thought it looked a little bit like he was wearing the belt when he entered the ring.
Lucas saying that whoever wins this match will get it, but right now I'm holding on to this thing. Lucas, I can't tell if Lucas missed that kick to Matt or if he meant to kick TJ there.
It looks like Lucas seems to be primarily targeting Matt, although it looks like he may be going for both. Oh no, it would seem to be largely Matt here.
Lucas with that head scissors into an armbar. Now, of course, with a no disqualification match, Lucas seems to have had enough. He's heading out. Matt with that pile driver onto TJ. Of course, normally, in a regular match... Oh, going for
1, 2...
Could that be it?
3!
And Matt retains the crime partnership another week.
Although this is his first victory not by knockout.
It's true.
Good on him, toning it back just a little.
It seems so. Toning it back in this no disqualification match. But, now, of course, in any normal match, that interference by Lucas would have counted as a victory for Matt, as it is counted as an interference on TJ's side, and thus a disqualification victory for Matt. Now, of course, well, these rules don't apply in this match because, of course, this is not an officially sanctioned match. But typically, in RZW, a disqualification victory does not count as an official victory. It is counted as a loss for the opponent, but not a victory for the winner.
This is true.
But, of course, in this no disqualification match, that interference from Lucas, fully legal, but seems to have not done all that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, of course, had the disqualification loss applied to TJ, Matt would have still retained the title, being the one who already held it.
Absolutely. And, of course, had Lucas come in and attacked TJ in a normal match, that would have counted as a disqualification victory for TJ, but because it is not an official victory, would not have gained the crime partnership.
This is correct.
We assume. We don't know what rules the 404 go by. These are the official rules of RZW.
Actually, it does beg the question, why would Matt not obtain illegal help in all matches?
That's a very good question.
Well, it's a good thing he hasn't so far. The title is still up for the grabs.
Honor among thieves or something like that.
Yes, although it would see that his raw prowess in the ring
absolutely
has maintained a 3-week lead.
Matt, if Matt wasn't so busy focused on that crime partnership, this display could attract the attention for a potential RZW title shot.
Absolutely.
And speaking of RZW title shots, of course, Fall Feelings, the champion, is not in the building tonight. There will be no interference from the champion. But tonight, two superstars who have shown nothing but absolute power in this division will be going one-on-one for a chance at Fall Feelings title next week at a very special RZW Unleashed.
Very exciting.
Of course, ever since his debut with Wazda, Skaxis has been overpowering enemies left and right, defeating. Skax at this point holds a victory over every member of the firing squad after that interference from Lucas in their first match. Not only a tag victory along with Wazda over Matt and Isaac with that interference from Lucas, but also Skax gaining the one-on-one victory over TJ last week.
Yes. And now this is especially notable because if you look at just the physical stats of Skaxis, height and weight, compared to the firing squad are some very impressive physiques.
Absolutely.
And Skaxis winning it would seem on raw skill alone.
absolute skill and force of will, sheer determination from Skaxis. Of course, having trained against the brain of Cthulhu and other awful monsters over in the world of Terraria, Skaxis is no stranger to fierce competition. But it remains to be seen if Skaxis is ready for potentially his greatest challenge tonight. Of course, scheduled for an interview in our first episode, which was preempted by the 4044, Ulysses S. Grant, the toughest son of a gun in the business, the oldest competitor in RZW, and not to mention, quite adept in the far future of XCOM, where he kills aliens for sport. Last week, U.S. Grant came out to the ring to address the RZW audience, but Fall Feelings, the champion, had other ideas. She wanted to test the mythos of U.S. Grant, see if he could put his money where his mouth is. And U.S. Grant did not disappoint in one of the most electrifying matches we have had here in RZW. Near falls, back and forth. I believe the Potato Plummet did not put down U.S. Grant. But finally, that spinal reconstruction
I believe multiple Potato Plummets.
I believe you're correct. I believe 2 Potato Plummets from Fall Feelings could not put down the toughest son of a gun in this business. Of course, that match, not for the title. But tonight, if he can defeat Skaxis, U.S. Grant will get an opportunity for that title.
Absolutely. This is a very exciting match, folks. We're all really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. These two.
Truly one of the toughest sons of guns around, up against Skaxis, who has displayed raw determination and sheer skill in the ring, carrying through despite relatively underwhelming physical prowess.
Absolutely. We take you to that match right now between Skaxis and U.S. Grant. There he is, hailing from the world of Terraria, Skaxis. Like his partner, planning to take full advantage of those arrow keys that he can use for full range of movement. That's another thing, which we'll talk about right after we see U.S. Grant to the ring, one of the toughest guys in this business, putting on an absolute clinic along with Fall Feelings last week. U.S. Grant.
He's taken blow after blow from those aliens of the far future, and he has refused to go down, carrying through missions single-handedly, despite losing every teammate.
And the match begins right now with the lockup. Skaxis with that early offense. Off the ropes. Ooh, knee to Grant. Now, of course, one thing which you can't forget about Skaxis, his training regimen, not using his legs to move around at all, just pulling himself everywhere with that grappling hook of his. Looked like U.S. Grant went for a Frankensteiner there, but Skaxis countered into a powerbomb into a pin attempt. Grant with that elbow, going for a pin already. Skaxis with the kick out. These two back into that lockup. Skaxis with some early offense here against U.S. Grant. But as we know, U.S. Grant can go into the long match.
Skaxis keeping Grant down on the ground, but Grant keeping going.
Dragon screw leg whip from U.S. Grant to Skaxis. And a massive clothesline into a Boston Crab. U.S. Grant working Skaxis. Big elbow, U.S. Grant. We talked, of course, about that vicious spinal reconstruction that U.S. Grant has up his sleeve. But, of course, the Skaxis slam from Skaxis.
Really a terrifying move.
Absolutely. Could absolutely be the difference maker in this matchup. Grant going for the pin. One. Kick out at one from Skaxis.
If he takes a Skaxis slam, he'll have to show that same toughness he did against the Potato Plummet. or he's in real trouble.
Absolutely. Ooh, went for that kick, missed. Big headbutt from U.S. Grant.
U.S. Grant up on the ropes.
Oh, but decides against it. Ooh, blocking that elbow from Skaxis. Oh, and there it is, that Skaxis slam. Not going for the pin.
Grant to his feet.
With a dragon screw leg whip. Both men
recovering from that slam.
A massive headbutt from Skaxis. Elbow to the face. Grant, always on his feet, thinking. He saw there, he went to run to the ropes, but then he decided he didn't quite have enough time to do it. Up to the top rope.
Oh, he missed.
Skaxis getting up just in time. Big snapmare for Skaxis to U.S. Grant. For anyone just tuning in, this is Skaxis for... Oh! That spinal reconstruction from Skaxis to U.S. Grant going for the pin. One. Two. Kick out at 1. For anyone tuning in, this is a match between Skaxis and U.S. Grant for a #1 contendership, a title shot for Fall Feelings' championship next week here at RZW Unleashed. Skaxis into that figure 4 leg lock. And a big drop toe hold. Skaxis elbowing out of that offense. Pushes Grant into the ropes, waiting for him. Ooh! Vicious knee from Skaxis to U.S. Grant. Big elbow. Big back body drop. These competitors leaving nothing in the ring. 1, 2. Grant's not going down that easy, though. Big overhead punch. These two locking eyes. Neither one willing to back down.
Hit after hit to the face. Both on the mat briefly, but Grant getting up immediately.
Dragging Skaxis by his legs into that figure 4 leg lock. Working the knees of Skaxis. Big clothesline.
Skaxis up on the ropes. Oh, and he drops that elbow.
Both men on the ground. Grant's up first. Throws him into the ropes. Bounce off the ropes. Big clothesline. Takes Grant down. Going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, kick out to U.S. Grant. Big back body drop. Skaxis really giving U.S. Grant a pummeling here tonight. Big knee. Skaxis absolutely on the offensive. Oh, going for that Skaxis slam again.
And a second Skaxis slam, but Grant up immediately.
Grant pops right back up and goes for a pin.
1, 2.
Kick out at 2 as this match enters its 10th minute. Big slam from Skaxis. Massive clothesline dropping Grant. Going to that top rope. Plants the elbow.
Grant escapes.
Grant up to the top rope.
Crossbody.
Big knee. Running power slam.
And that pin attempt. Before the count even starts.
Grant over at the ropes. The referee had to break up that pinfall. Grant in the corner. Skaxis on the ground. Grant up to the top rope. Going for that splash. Knowing that gravity may be one of the strongest forces he has. Skaxis getting Grant up into that tree of woe position. Kicks to the midsection. Skaxis gets Grant in the corner, and those shoulder tackles to the gut. Grant back on his feet. Big STO. Skaxis going for that pin. 1, 2. 2.9. Grant getting up, but just barely. Those body tackles.
Grant up on the top rope. And a miss.
Looked like he may have just barely clipped him there. Throws Skaxis into the corner. Putting Skaxis up on that top rope. into a top rope superplex from U.S. Grant to Skaxis. Not going for the pin, though. Grabs Skaxis. Oh, gets thrown into those ropes. Big clothesline from Skaxis. Side slam from Grant. The punishment that Skaxis has been delivering to Grant cannot go unnoticed. Win or lose, both of these competitors have really shown that they belong in this division.
Absolutely.
Grant with the knee.
Grant with that sheer toughness. Skaxis
Absolutely.
with the skill.
Big splash from Grant. Almost halfway across the ring. Sidewalk slam. Up to that top rope.
Top rope.
And a flying headbutt. Skaxis. Ooh! Jumps over Skaxis. Skaxis went to pick up Grant.
Ooh.
Grant flipped over, hits him with the clothesline, drops into the ground. Takes a moment to catch his breath. Oh!
Skaxis
Gets thrown to the outside.
Grant.
But Skaxis joining Grant on the outside. Now, of course, if both men cannot enter the ring by the referee's count of 20, both men will be disqualified. Skaxis absolutely beating on Grant. Ooh. Skaxis rolling back into the ring. Can Grant get up? Grant
up in the ring out of 18.
Barely answering the referee's count of 20. And gets thrown right back out of the ring. Will he be able to get back in this time? I think Skaxis may be aiming for a DQ victory here.
Oh,
Grant with that.
Refusing to be kept down.
That pop-up cutter. A snap suplex onto Skaxis. Grant better be thinking about getting back in the ring if he wants to win this match. Both men back into the ring.
Grant showing what appears to be some honor, pulling Skaxis to his feet before climbing back into the ring.
Absolutely. Skaxis with that massive drop kick. Up to the top rope. Grant gets out of the way of that elbow. Flying headbutt to Skaxis. Ran into the ropes. Ooh! Shoulder tackle to Skaxis, dodging that knee. Going up the top rope. That big that big splash. Skaxis with some quick punches. Vertical suplex. Both men on the ground. Skaxis back up. Stomps to Grant.
Skaxis pulling Grant to his feet.
Belly to belly slam. Ooh, but a Frankensteiner by Grant. Picks Skaxis back up. Seems to be really getting into this match. Grant may have just hit his second win as this match enters its 20th minute. This #1 contendership match for the RZW Championship.
Grant refusing to be kept down.
Skaxis planting Grant into the mat. Go for the pin. Could this be it? 1, 2,
3! Skaxis beats Grant.
Skaxis, undefeated in RZW, will be going next week up against the Potato Priestess herself, Fall Feelings. What a match that will be.
That's right. Skaxis will have a shot at the title.
Absolutely. What does this mean for U.S. Grant? After a strong opening up against Fall Feelings, the champion herself, Grant taking the loss to Skaxis. Skaxis proving to be quite the competitor here in RZW.
Yes, then again, Skaxis, as you said, proven himself to be quite a fierce competitor. So, for U.S. Grant to take such a loss so early on,
absolutely.
Not that he has time to return, prove himself again.
From what we've seen, I wouldn't even call this an upset. This is just a big win for Skaxis going into that title match next week.
Very much so. Very important.
Twitch.tv/4044. RZW Unleashed.
Some really, really exciting matches we've had today.
Very exciting matches tonight. We've had a victory, another victory over the Firing Squad for Wazda and 3J. 3J coming back after that loss against Fall Feelings in the inaugural championship match, coming back to show that 3J is putting this roster on notice with that revelation to both members of the Firing Squad, not even pinning the man he just attacked. 3J showing off their strength.
And then a still not allowed, still unsanctioned match between two members of the 4044. who had TJ challenging Matt for the title of Galactic's crime partner.
Absolutely.
And even with some illegal assistance, well, I suppose all of it was illegal, but some additional assistance on TJ's side by Lucas, Matt was able to come out on top and once again maintain that title.
But showing signs of that strength that he's been holding this title with, showing signs of perhaps weakness, not being able to knock out TJ.
Yes. Perhaps weakness, perhaps kindness. He won this one with a pin and not a knockout like the past two matches.
We will see what happens next week in the crime division. Is it even a division?
I don't know. It's definitely not a division.
We'll see what happens with the 4044. I sure would like not to.
It's 4 shockingly qualified wrestlers who own this league.
Well, they own the they don't own us.
Oh, who own this channel?
Do they pay our salaries?
I have no idea.
I really hope they don't pay my salary.
I don't think I've got a paycheck yet, so I genuinely have no idea.
I don't know whose signature's on it.
Those
4044
shockingly qualified wrestlers
qualified
who own this channel, refusing to follow any of our rules because they don't have to.
But they really should.
We'd appreciate it, guys.
And of course, as we just saw, Skaxis with that victory over U.S. Grant, winning him that title shot. This has been another week of RZW Unleashed. We'll be back next week for a very special episode. I've been Cedric John.
And I've been Tommy Taratone Tannenbaum.
Signing off for this week's RZW Unleashed.